High step or step through? Let's take a ride and talk about it. Hi. So, you've decided on the brand and model you want. Now you're trying to decide if you want a high step or a step through. So I'm going to give you the pros and cons of each and things you should things you should look out for, especially for us older folks who are not so limber, agile, flexible as we were before. But let's go over a few key points you want to look out for. So first off, you got to realize that e-bikes are a lot bigger than normal bikes. And the high step particularly is just that. It's usually a very high step over. And what we mean as a high step, for those who may not be sure what that term is, it's that bar, that high bar that goes right across here. When we were younger, it was known as the man's bike. And the step through was known as the girl's bike. But in the world of e-bikes, there doesn't exist a man's bike or a girl's bike. It's all about ease of use. And for the older crowd, I think it's more about safety too. But I'll show you what I mean. I'll stop here and do a little practical exercise so you can see what I'm talking about. But there are some key factors you're going to have to think about before you purchase it. Number one, how tall are you? And how flexible are you? You know, when you're younger, you may have been able to swing your leg over the back tire and sit right down on the seat. But remember, these are 26-inch tires. So it is a tall bike. E-bikes, full-size e-bikes are tall. So are you going to be able to swing your leg over that back tire? And the seat is usually higher than that back tire. So you're going to be able to swing it over the back tire and over the seat to be able to sit down. That's just one factor you're going to have to consider. The other factor is, do you plan on getting a rack with a cargo box in the back? Now you got to swing your leg even higher to get over that, to get up onto the seat. And the third factor is, if you plan on using it to put things in that cargo box that are going to be higher up. Hi. Are you going to be able to swing your leg up over the cargo box, over the stuff you've put in the cargo box to get on the seat? Now, if that is your plan, I would suggest you consider the step-through. The step-through is going to be much easier. Because instead of having to swing your leg over all that stuff, you'll have about probably between a 12 to 16 inch step. right through the middle of the bike, and you're on. And the other factor you're gonna have to think about, especially for us men, if you do get a high step, is the standover height. Is that bar low enough for you to stand up over the bike off the seat when you come to a stop, that you're going to have room so you don't hit your nether regions, if you know what I mean. So for me, I have a high step, but I would have really preferred to get a step through like my wife has. Now I have the Zebra that is a step through. I made sure of that when I bought it. But any other bikes I get going forward, I'm going to try and make them a step through. It's just more logical. It's just a lot easier. They look just as nice. And nobody on the trail has said, hey, you're riding a girl's bike. Not once. So you don't need to worry about that if that's what you're worried about. Now there are some considerations, or some other considerations to think about when you're getting a step through. You may not have as many accessory options as a high step. For example, if you look down, I'll see if I can point the camera down. You can see that I have an accessory bag right here that mounts to that bar. On most step throughs, you're not going to have that option because that down tube is really, really thick. And some of them have the battery mounted on the top part of it. More and more are starting to go with integrated batteries in the frame, but still, I haven't seen accessories that go around that big down tube yet. But don't fear. There's other places on the bike you could put the extra storage you need. If you get a front basket, like I have a front basket on here, you'll be able to put something there. They also make things like little bags that would mount to like your handlebars and hang down here where you can put stuff in. And some step throughs have that option to mount a water bottle on the top, but some don't. But those are some considerations to think about. But I would highly recommend you take a second look at going with the step through. The ease of use, I think, outweighs anything else. And when you're getting an e-bike, when you just want to cruise and do what I'm doing like I am right now, you just want ease of use. Ease of use and comfort. Yeah, look at all these nice colored leaves. California, Northern California is finally getting its fall colors. But let me pull up here. I'll find a picnic table or something, and I can show you what I'm talking about as in problems I have had having a step or a high step and how they knocked me on the ground. So let me find a picnic table and I'll show you. All right, so here is the problem I have with the high step. It's this bar right here. So for me to get on the bike, it is too high. That's how high it is. It is too high for me to try and swing my leg over this box and over this. So I have to step over the top like that to get on. And you can see where everything is just kind of crammed right there. But the problem is when I go to get off, to clear my heel of that bar, I have to really lay the bike over so I don't hook up here. And that's why I've hooked up twice. And it's caught me and it's made me fall backwards. So those are what you need to consider when you're considering a high step. Now, since I couldn't take two bikes out on the ride with me by myself, I thought when I got home I'd show you the step through and how easy it is and why you should really consider getting a step through over a high step. It's simple. You're on. See what I mean? You get off. It's not such a high step to get that foot back through. And there you go. And you can still have your rack on the back. You can have a box on the back. And an easy way to get on the bike. All right, back to the ride. Well, I hope I've given you some good information and some good insight on what to look for when deciding between the high step and a step through. So I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and I will see you out on the trail. Bye.